This is how you turn on the system. So the power switch is actually located on the back of the unit. And you simply turn it on, you can see it lights up, and you can hear the device turn on. Coming back to the main screen, you can see it's going through the computer part of the preparation. And then you simply follow the steps. So it tells you what to do. It says turn the key. Here's the key. Once it's turned, if you look back up, it now says start. Press start. It'll then let you opt for what modality you wish to use. You simply touch it. It brings you into the body area. Pick where you wish to work. It brings you up to some pre-settings that are optimally chosen, but again, you can adjust it and customize it simply by scrolling up in power and how much total energy you want to deliver for that area or down. There's also a depth gauge here from deep to superficial, and you can select simply by touching. You're ready to go once you make it active. And then it is either fired by the trigger on the handpiece or simply by using the Footswitch. And here we have the Unipolar handpiece. This is actually the larger of them. And again, it is in the standby screen. When you're ready to fire, I have it at full power right now. Press the ready to activate, and then from there, you're good to go. You can either fire it by pulling the trigger. As you can see, it's starting to count down how much time is needed, and it will keep delivering the energy. Alternatively, you can operate the device by standing on the foot pedal. And as you see, even though I am fully off the trigger, it's also counting down. So this makes it nice and easy for the operator, very comfortable. So here I have the bipolar handpiece. You can see it's bipolar because there's 2 electrodes in it. Here is the device in full operational power. Again, there are 2 ways to fire this. You can trigger fire. As I pull the trigger, you can see that the device is already starting to count down. Alternatively, for the comfort of the operator, it can be also foot fired. If I step on the pedal, you can hear that it's already working. And again, I just want to point out I am not pushing on the button, but you can see we're operational as well. So this handpiece is either foot fired or hand fired, depending on the comfort level of the operator. This is the UltraFace module. You can see here from the display, you can pick the various areas you're working on. Here I have the power set to full power, and I have decided what percentage of my cycle I would like hot and cold, and then I'm ready to start. Once the machine is in the ready mode, you will notice that there is no handpiece hand control, no button. This is entirely Footswitch controlled, and you simply tap to start. You'll notice now that the device is functioning and counting down the time that I've programmed in. This, of course, is just an example. We usually don't treat for anywhere close to this long. And to stop the energy, all you do again is tap to shut it off. And there we go. Next, I will show you the body module. This is what it looks like here. To operate it, you pick the area of the body that you are working on. Then from there, you can select your power, 8 being the highest in this mode, your operational mode, whether you want all cold, a blend of hot and cold, or all hot, however much time that you desire for treating your patient. And then you hit the ready button. It will tune itself. This is basically a form of calibration. And then after the tuning, I'll just let that tune. I'm going to show you something here on the handpiece. There is no trigger on the handpiece for ergonomics. You don't have to hold a button to keep the unit operational. There we go, it's already there. This is actually foot controlled. You simply press on it to activate, and you can see that it is counting down. And then when you're ready to finish the treatment, if you need to stop before your time has elapsed, all you need to do again is press to stop, and it stops. Then for the ablative radio frequency, I have here that I'll show you. This is actually the atrophic tip. So we press the button to operate, and that will get the device set correctly. Then to insert the tip, you'll notice here that this is the handpiece, but we actually have to insert the tip. So I'm going to see if I can do this one-handed. It's a little tricky. Usually I do this with two hands, but to do the video, here we go. So we're inserted in place. Now, this unit is trigger fired, and then it is rolled on the surface of the patient very lightly and very light contact. So let me just turn it on here for you. I'm going to just holster the handpiece again. So again, you can take the power up. This is an ablative procedure though again, so it's always a good idea to be conservative on your first treatment. You have the ability to be fully ablative, mostly thermal, or somewhere in between. And as I back out here, you can see from the diagram, it gives you a sense of what you're doing. So in the thermal mode, and as we progress through, becoming more and more ablative, the treatment is more superficial, but again, creating more of an ablative wound in contrast to very small ablation and a very large thermal wound, depending on what the indications are that you're trying to treat your patient. Once you've set the device, you simply press the ready button. Then, taking the handpiece, you pull the trigger and the energy is released. Now, when you're doing it in real operation, small sparks will form, which is actually the little ablative radio frequency being delivered onto the patient's tissue, and it makes a crackling sound. I am now going to demonstrate how to change the handpieces. I apologize for any shaking of the camera. This is a little tricky with one hand. So the first thing we do is we open the compartment. The handpiece that we want to take out, if you see here, there's this little lever. Slide it over, remove the handpiece. From there, the handpiece that I would like to insert, it's clearly marked which side is down. The down side, and this side is up, just to keep it simple. Push it right straight in. Now, you can see that this is already picked up, but you have to be very sure that you click it all the way over. So the left one clicks to the far left, the right one must click to the far right. That's very, very important. If you don't do that and click them all the way, they won't work properly because you don't have a connection with the coolant inside. Then simply, you just drop down the little panel. The other thing that's important is you must be in the home screen when you change handpieces. Do not change handpieces in the operational mode.